please explain to me how Jasmine Crockett keeps getting away with her racist rhetoric? How does she keep getting away with it? You have the World Cup. Now, if I think the World Cup was the best thing for the USA and summer. It was just a fun time where people were coming over, experiencing America. I love seeing all the food videos. I love seeing just like people having a great time in this country. One part. So now you go and say, oh, only reason why people were rooting for Spain is because of their racist history. What? No one was even thinking about race when it came to this. Oh my gosh. Maybe Spain was just the better team because it's a sport. And guess what? Whoever is the better team usually wins. Wow. What a concept. But I will continue to preach about this because, like I said, some black people can be some of the most racist people we have in this country. How is what she spews continuously? I'm not talking about just little one offs here and there. The woman's whole platform is about how everything is racist against black people. How black people are just the ultimate victims. We're so bottom of the barrel that we have to just always get handouts. We need help. All that is her whole platform.
Democrats' platform when it comes to black people, that is.
And now we're adding in the World Cup and you're somehow making it racist? I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. And this is the thing. I was happy to see her elevation not as a Democrat, but just as a black woman with a voice. And she has totally let me down. I actually don't agree with anything that she says. Most I can't think of anything at this moment in time that I agree with. Guys, let's remember that we are supposed to be united. Stop listening to these politicians that only just want to separate us. United we stand. What a concept.
Shout out to this young lady, Hillary Ann. You can follow her on TikTok. She is phenomenal. It's not the first time that we've showcased her here on the platform, and she's absolutely right. There is one thing that I would disagree with. I can honestly say I've never been a fan of Jasmine Crockett. I get it. This is a melanated woman, and she's seeing another melanated woman who has ascended to to the House of Representatives, and she's one of the more influential people, here in the country. I think you become that once you get into one of those seats, whether it's the House or the Senate, so forth and so on. But she's definitely one of the most divisive individuals that in some time, you probably have to go back to, some of the white Democrats that, were in office in the 50s and 60s to find somebody more divisive. I'm just saying, but that is the MO for the Democrat Party. They don't have anything to actually sell you because their policies are so wicked, they're so demonic that they can't actually run on what they want to get accomplished for the country because their policies are trash and they're wicked. So they paint the broad brush of everybody racist or the patriarchy and they're upset that women don't make as much money as men, so forth and so on. It's all division. It's never solution stuff. It's never solution based. Y'all notice that, right? It's never a solution. They're never saying, hey, this is the issue, this is how Democrats plan to solve it. No, they just complain and hope that you will vote for them based off of their complaints, not their solutions. Because to be honest with you, their solution is for everybody to be broke, busted, and disgusted, living in squalor. That is their solution. along with a host of other wicked demonic things. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot to get into today.
We're back again for another edition of the Republican Party's Great Replacement Theory Therapy Session, where all the white men of the House Judiciary Committee lecture Americans on the importance of mass deportations so that they preserve their so-called American values, like shooting and killing American citizens who are peacefully protesting, or stuffing hundreds of thousands of people into cages without proper nutrition or medical care.
She can't get out of office quick enough. I know she's really trying to ratchet things up because her time is almost done. We're going into August, so she has until the end of the year to spew this type of foolishness. I'm guessing that she is auditioning for some television show, or to be a part of some panel on some network or something along those lines. I mean, she says she's a lawyer, but she hadn't made a whole lot of money practicing law. So this is it. This is all she has. And I would assume that there's going to be speaking engagements and she'll probably write a book and so forth and so on. But I can't wait until she goes away, to be honest with you, because all she does is spew nonsense.
Do you know what today is? Well, of course I know what today is. It's Black Women's Equality Pay Day. And we know in this country, unfortunately,
Democrats sure know how to make up some days, don't they? Black Women Equality Pay Day. Never heard of such a thing.
Black women tend to be undervalued, under-resourced, yet expected to do more with less.
The same work for the same pay. This really shouldn't be a hard concept that Black women should get paid.
Then take your ass to work. See, this is the problem, right? You run around, you say we're the most educated. No, you have some bullshit degrees and some shitty ass jobs. Most educated amongst Black people, yet you're still lower paid than Black men, and Black men are hard workers. Maybe this education thing for y'all isn't going the way you want it to go because you're going into bullshit careers. You're not less valued than white women. Nobody sees it that way. White people don't even see it that way. You know who sees it that way? You do, because you're professional victims. Now, Jasmine Crockett shit comes out and says, is Black women pay equality? Who invented this day? Is this like Juneteenth or some shit? What are you talking about? You go into a job, they're going to offer you what they can pay you, right? You think because you're Black, that's the reason they don't pay you? No, it's because you don't work. Skedaddle.
I like the skedaddle. Shout out to John Paul. Hey, I want to say this. As someone that worked in staffing, and I know the people that watch the show, especially if you watch the live show, I've talked about it for a long time. I worked in staffing for 15 years. Women in general across the country, except for some Indian women, and I'll get to that here in a quick second, but women in general are least likely to negotiate when it comes to salary. They are. What people have to understand is that the company's job is to hire people and pay them the least amount that they can pay them to get them to take the job. Your job as an employer or potential employee, more or less, I said employee, your job is to try to maximize your hourly rate, your salary, as much as you can before you accept their offer. You can't accept less, get into the company, find out other people are making more money and be upset because you did a poor job negotiating. The other thing is, like this brother said, is that they do tend to jump into careers and degrees that don't pay well. That's just the fact. That is just the fact. And the reality of it is this. Yes, they are pretty educated, although they always try to throw out there the most educated in the country, maybe the most enrolled, but definitely not the most educated. When it comes to the melanated crew, yes, they do have higher degrees, but like he said, a lot of Black American men are working in positions that are in demand and they're going to pay more. They yield the opportunity for overtime. A lot of those guys are willing to work said overtime. When you look at the majority, over 55, 60% of Black men are at minimum in the middle class, don't have any children. The other thing too is that you got a population of people, i.e. Black women, who leave the nation in out of wedlock births, which also means that they can't work that overtime. They can't work those extra hours because if they do have a kid, and that kid is in daycare, they got the rush home. They call out more because of those types of situations as well. They don't necessarily account those things, although they should. Let's keep going.
Jasmine Crockett says that we should deport all white supremacists. And I don't typically agree with her, but I agree with her on this. And I also want to double down and say that we shouldn't just support deporting all white supremacists, but we should support deporting all black supremacists and brown supremacists and basically anybody that is racist and hates people based off the color of their skin. So I emphatically agree with you, Jasmine Crockett, but there's a problem, and this problem is for you. You see, if we have to support deporting racists, you would be the number one racist that would be deported. You'd be the top of the list because everything that comes out of your mouth is about hating white people and how white people are dangerous and how white people are bad people and how white people are a threat to society. Everything that comes out of your mouth is racist. And so you being the black supremacist that you are, I believe that you top the charts and you should be the very first person to be deported. People love to say that white people are racist, but they hate to say that black people are probably the most racist people who are not held accountable, which gives them the privilege to be able to go into the media and actually spew hatred towards a race and get away with it. I think it's disgusting, but at the same time, again, I agree with you, Jasmine Crockett. But I also believe you should be the very first person to be on a flight going to I don't care where.
Wow, I'm with them on that. It's crazy that, you have these people like Jasmine Crockett and so many others, that are in that black liberal sphere that will just come out and say some of the most racist and reckless things on national media platforms. And they rarely get pushback. Rarely. If they get any pushback at all. I can't think of one demographic of people in our country that can say the crazy things that people like a Jasmine Crockett can say. I just can't. Could you imagine? No, don't. Because I don't want to give anybody ideas to even think that they can do this. This needs to stop. Seriously. And I need the media, mainstream media that is, to do their job. When they start to say crazy stuff like that, call them out. Challenge them.
Do you know what today is? Well, of course I know what today is. It's Black Women's Equality Pay Day. And we know in this
is a bad SNL skit.
Country, unfortunately, Black women tend to be undervalued, under-resourced, and expected to do more with less.
The same work for the same pay. This really shouldn't be a hard concept that Black women should get paid.
Now, this is what she posted on X with this video. Today is Black Women's Equal Pay Day, and in 2026, Black women are still only making 65 cents on the dollar. Pay Black women, period. A goofy video, just stupid, just dumb. Black women are making 65 cents on the dollar compared to who and how and why. First off, it's white men. But then I said, okay, well, let's see what she's talking about. This 65 cents per dollar compares what the average Black woman makes compared to the average white man makes. And it does not take into account what job they chose, occupational choices, hours worked, experience, or education levels. I want to say this again. It does not take into account what job they chose to pursue. Different jobs pay different amounts of money. It doesn't take into account how many hours they worked. It also doesn't take into account their education levels. I can't be the only one who sees how stupid this is. And this woman is in Congress. She's helping to write and she votes on laws. There are so many variables that play a role in this that she's just ignoring. It's unserious. But, it's about, showing I'm supporting Black women and getting out there and saying something and virtue signaling, because that's what Democrats are about. They're about virtue signaling, patting themselves on the back, making themselves feel moral, and then opposing Donald Trump.
Yes. Shout out to Jeffrey Mead, man. Go follow that brother on X, man. Goodness gracious. He's spot on here. I'm not even going to add anything to that.
If you didn't meet your goals, you didn't work hard enough. See, they're saying this is whiteness on display. It's not Americanism. This is whiteness, which means that if you think like this, you're thinking white. And thinking white in the Black community is a pejorative. So if you do this and somebody says, "Ooh, you're acting white," that means you're supposed to stop it. This is how they see us. This is why they look down on you so. This is why they let you live in the housing projects. This is why they give you the crumbs to fall from the table. This is why they offer you DEI, affirmative action. This is why they treat you like a dog. This is why when they see someone black that has excelled, they look at him as like a unicorn or a leprechaun. You know, like they saw Django. You're one of those exceptional N-words. You're not like the rest. People, I don't think that these habits have a color on them. I think these habits are right and wrong. These are the habits that I have. And you don't get too much blacker than me. These are the habits that everyone in my family has. That's why we're successful. I think these are habits of success. And the opposite are the habits of failure. If you do them, you're successful. If you don't do them, you fail. But they call them whiteness. They see themselves as superior. And it's time for you people out there, black, Asian, all of them, all of you, Hispanics, to look at the Democratic Party for what it is, an evil institution, a party of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots.
I love me some daggone Vince every day. Listen, I'm gonna have to meet this brother. And when I do, I gotta shake his hand, hopefully give him a bro hug, because he always comes with the facts, and he is absolutely right. Goodness gracious.
The World Cup that captured the imaginations of the entire world when they saw all of these people of color that was playing for all these teams. And ultimately, if you recall, the last two teams, it was Argentina and Spain. And it seemed like the vast majority of the world was rooting for Argentina, or actually against Argentina, right? And why was that? Just give me an explanation if you could guess. If you'll just let them finish the answer.
Spain had the best team. Maybe that's why they were rooting for them.
There's also a racist history that exists as relates
Mr.
to
Byer,
Argentina.
you're recognized.
She's a moron. She is a slap moron. Before the brother Mark Robinson speaks, I gotta say this, man. Go do your history on Argentina. Argentina, if you go back 30 or 40 years ago, Argentina was like a 54 to 56% what you would call melanated, or, you know, people of quote unquote African descent nation. If you go and look at Argentina today, those people don't exist. And they don't exist for a reason. I'm not going to get into it because this video would be extra long if I did, but go do your research on Argentina. This lady is a moron. Now, I'm not absolving Spain. Spain has its own history, and we understand and we know exactly what time it is. But when it comes to the World Cup, nobody was even conversing about that. Matter of fact, there was a few melanated people on the Spanish team. Now, we understand what the history of Spain is, but name a country out there right now that doesn't have a history of doing some wrong, some negativity. You can go to, countries within the continent of Africa, and you can, if you go back and look at their history of doing wrong to other black folks and doing wrong to their fellow continent men. That's just what people do. These people are ridiculous. I cannot stand Jasmine Crockett. Let me let Brother Robinson cook.
That's right. World Cup and the people that cheer for it are racist. According to who? Jasmine Crockett, the woman who is least comfortable in being a black person, I believe. This lady, I'm convinced, she doesn't like being black. I'm convinced of it. She's very uncomfortable being black. Why would I say that? I say that because of this. If she was comfortable being black, she'd never mention it. It'd be like just an afterthought. Everything would be about character. But no, everything's not about character with her. Everything is about race, up to and including who roots for who in the World Cup. And do you see how ridiculous she looks? She's perfectly fine with looking like a fool trying to promote the idea that somebody is racist for rooting for Spain or Argentina or something. It's ridiculous. I mean, this lady is the epitome of a racist. She is absolutely the epitome of a racist, because a racist, a real racist, is going to turn everything to a race issue. They're going to look at it and give the advantage to their race, or say their race is being victimized. To me, that's the epitome of what a racist would be and what a racist is. And that's exactly what Jasmine Crockett is doing here. And that's exactly what she does all the time.
He is absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.